I think it's time for a longer cable. Do you see up near the peak of the roof there? There's a post which is used to pull heavy objects like couches and pianos up to the second and third and fourth floors. Otherwise, you'd never get anything up there. So wait a minute, what happens if you drive here? Help me out. Anyone from Amsterdam? Does that mean that this...
I don't know, but the other side said something more.
This is gonna lift up your car? All right, so this is one that's actually in action here in Amsterdam in the red light district. This is showing that when that goes off, that's gonna come up. Remember Edwin and Lisbeth? They went to Antarctica on a little thing that was solar powered that they built themselves out of recycled waste plastic. Well, they live in Amsterdam, and we're gonna go visit them next on Now You Know. All right, so I'm here with Edwin and Lisbeth, and they are about to hop in. Is this your first time in the Model 3?
Yeah.
Now we have seen them on a show,
Yeah.
but never drive with it.
All right, we have to see, first of all, if Edwin's going to fit. So let's just get him in the front seat here.
Yeah, you fit.
He fits. All right,
Yeah,
good.
he fits.
That first step is done.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right.
Well,
So if we're going for a little spin, and then we're going to end up somewhere. Where are we going?
Heading for the Zaanse Schans. It's a sort of open museum with a lot of windmills and typical Zaanse buildings. It's nice.
wooden shoes, tulips.
Did you design the hot water system that was on your solar tracker? And how did you know that was going to work?
I knew it because I made the calculations by myself. But if the technical design was functional, well, that I had to experience, of course.
But there must be so many expeditions going to Antarctica that would love to use your design.
Exactly.
Because they don't have to burn fuel.
Exactly, and they are more than willing to do that. Because fuel is ridiculously expensive on Antarctica.
So do you know of any expeditions that are going to start using your method?
There is one guy and girl we met on the plateau, and last week we had contact with them, and they were still amazed about the functionality of this water maker, and they are more than willing to adapt this technology because it is saving them a lot of money.
I'm so lucky to be here with Edwin and Lisbeth. They are from Clean to Antarctica. You remember them. They're the kind of crazy people that went to Antarctica in a solar-powered machine that they not only designed, not only built, but built out of waste plastic. And they actually made it back alive. I'm here to tell you that's true. Yeah. So we've told that story, and there's so much more to learn about that story. There's going to be a documentary that you guys shot while you were on Antarctica, and that's going to be coming out soon-ish, so keep your eyes open for that. But I'm excited to say there's another step, the next step in this adventure. So tell me, what is that next step?
Yeah, we actually want to build a ship and not a simple ship, but an old vessel,
Okay.
an 17th century vessel
Okay.
of our VOC fleet, which will be almost 50 meters long,
50 meters long.
completely built
Okay.
out of waste plastic, and it will sail the oceans.
Okay, so slow down there. It's gonna be 50 meters long. For you Americans, that's like 160 feet or something. It's going to be made out of waste plastic. But only. So here's the key. You could, paint a ship with waste plastic and make it look that way, but that's not what you're doing.
No.
What are you doing?
No. All the constructional parts, the keel, the ribs, the planking, everything will be built out of waste plastic.
A 10-year goal.
Yeah. Within
For our biggest
10 years, we think we are actually sailing around the world.
So that's exciting. So stop right there. So you're gonna build the ship, not only just show it off in a harbor, but you're gonna take off and just go around the world in the ship.
Yeah, we're trading with it.
Wow. And you're gonna trade something? You're gonna go to Indonesia.
Yeah, we will.
Why Indonesia?
Well, we went there before. In the golden age, we went to Indonesia.
Okay. And
Get their spices.
Okay. Is that what you're getting this time?
No, we want their plastic.
Wait, why do you want their waste plastic?
Yeah.
Why?
We have a lot of it.
Cool.
So we can use it again.
To do what?
To build something out of it.
So you're going to sail around the world to remind the world that waste plastic is a valuable commodity.
Exactly, making money out of it.
So we need you to help with money.
Yeah.
We need brains.
Yeah.
We need students, interns, engineers.
Organization. We need to spread the word out of the world into the world. So we need a lot of communications.
We need
and
ambassadors for our project.
Urban
Nice.
mining.
Spread the word everywhere.
And now, if they're part of this project, I assume you might be able to get a ride on the boat.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
Of course.
That's incentive right there.
Yeah.
I'm
And
going to be.
and much more than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. You're an inspiration
You're
to me.
welcome.
And
Thanks.
now you know. All right, so we just pulled up at the Fastnet station, and we've got CCS and Shidemo. Of course, we're going to be using CCS, and we've put our little card over here. This is what we're going to put our plug surfing RFID card, but first we are plugging it in. Put our card there. It says it's verifying the card. All right, so let's go see what we're getting. All right, so we started with a 15% battery, so we should get a pretty good charge here. And these can charge up to 175 kilowatts in theory, but we'll see what the Model 3 can get. Now, when we were driving over here, we didn't have a whole lot of time to warm up the battery before we got here, so it might just be that it's warming the battery pack still, but it still is. We're getting a 95 kilowatts there. There's over 110,000 chargers in Europe that this plug surfing app will work with, and so this network is humongous. And so far, it's been super easy. You just hold that chip up to the charger. There's no numbers you have to type in, nothing. You just hold it up there, it goes beep, and it reads it. And now we're up to 120 kilowatts, which I'm going to guess is the max that we're going to get, because we've seen this before at some other chargers that even though they pump out more than 120, the Model 3 at this moment seems to only take 120. Yeah, and it seems to be rock steady at 120, and we're already up to 18% state of charge. There's something you can do with your Model X. Put your boat on the back. Hey look, we spotted another A3 e-tron. This is an Audi electric car. We spotted one in California when we were at the Model Y event, but this is another one. Comment below if you have seen an e-tron. I think these are quite rare, but maybe they're more popular than I know. We're at the Bad Hovendorp Supercharger, which is located right next to a hotel, so there are bathrooms available here. The first 15 minutes of parking are free, and then it's €2.50 after that for each 15 minutes, although you can come into the hotel and get your card stamped, which I wouldn't do until you're about to leave, because I think the stamping only lasts for about 15 minutes. So don't rush right in and get it stamped, because then you're good. But I would give this pretty high marks. It's near the Schippenhal Airport, and it's got a lot of stalls, and they're all CCS, so Model 3 is good here. Look what I just came across. This is Fetch, car sharing with a Renault Zoe, 100% electric. Look at this. This Zoe has a white interior for this Fetch car sharing program. I wonder if this was done specifically for this car company. Check this out. This is one of those little bureaus that we've been telling you about, and I think what happened was these started as a car meant for seniors, and then I think they lowered the age a bit, and then what happened was lots of people decided to get them for their kids, so now you see lots of older people, well, adults riding around in them that aren't seniors. Let's put it that way. A cool little feature we found here is that they are charging, but they're using a cool plug. Regular here, and then it goes to 220 here. And then from here on, it just looks like an extension cord. Have I gotten across to you how many bikes there are here? This is just an average street. $16.59, baby. Beat that. It's another beautiful day here in Amsterdam, and we're headed to another company that I told you we would see. This is Fastnet. They run a cool charging network, and they're based right here in Amsterdam. Let's go check them out. So we're going to be charging at a level 2 charger. This is an EV box. And remember, we get our own charging cable out of our own frunk. And then we plug it in. See what we get down here. So it looks like we're drawing 6 amps and 4 kilowatts. Not bad. All right, I'm here with Michael from Fastnet here in Amsterdam, and we're really excited to be here because we just visited your beautiful dewatering station. And pronounce that correctly for me, because I know I just murdered it.
The watering is a perfect way of pronouncing it. Yeah, cool. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being on here. So, yeah, first of all, please tell me about these beautiful stations that we've seen along the roads.
Yeah, so this is just a couple of pictures from stations and people charging. What we built with Fastnet, we built a network of charging stations into Europe. And this is just a collection of pictures of what we've done in the last couple of years.
Why are your chargers so much different than ones I've seen from other charging companies?
I think probably, first of all, because they're close to the highway, so they're all, or mostly of them are on service areas along the motorway. And we focus very much on visibility, so we built a station, like a petrol station, instead of just putting a charger somewhere near a parking place. And they offer very high power levels, so up to 350 kilowatt. So the charging is also much quicker than most people are used to.
That's a really important point. I think there's a lot of people out there who are either just getting into EVs or they have like a Leaf or something, and they don't really know what's beyond what they've already used. So can you explain that a little bit? There's level 2, which goes up to
11. Let's say most car makers, home charging for luxury cars is around 11 max, and for the mid-range it's around 7 kilowatts.
Okay. So can you put that into kilometers per hour for our viewers?
Yeah, so basically, I would say sort of up to 50 kilometers per hour. That's really the maximum I think you can get at home, but most more normal is, let's say, 15 or 20.
Okay. And that's fine for most cases where you're just leaving it overnight.
Yeah, true. Although if you look outside, we're in the office here in Amsterdam, and most of the people that live around here, they don't have a place to charge at home, so they're dependent on public infrastructure. And I think that's also why we focus so much on building scalable stations.
Now, if someone pulls up to your station though, and they've never been to Fastnet before, they don't have your card, and they're like, crap, I really need to charge here, but I haven't set up an account. Is it possible to do while they're there at the station?
Yeah. Well, the first thing they can do, if they have a charge card, and let's say 90% of the charge cards or even more are roaming with us, so they can just tap it onto the charger. It works. Okay. So that's one thing. Yep. On the other hand, if they just bought the car, they don't have charge cards or whatever, they can just download our app on the spot. Within 2 minutes, they register and put in some payment details, and they can start charge.
Yeah, so that's the message I want to make sure that people know, because there are constantly new EV drivers out there, and they all have to learn all these tricks that we've learned. So
it's extremely easy.
Yeah, easy to do. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I know you're busy, so I'll let you get back to work.
Super.
Thanks. Good morning, everybody. We're here in Amsterdam, going to ChargePoint. We're going to find out about their charging network next on Now You Know. All right, so lucky to be here at ChargePoint with Larissa Van Ven, who is the marketing
manager
in Europe. And so thank you for having us here today.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Lots of questions about ChargePoint because it's very common to see them in the US.
Yep.
But I haven't seen them that much here in Europe. What's going on?
Yeah, well, we're ramping up, so you're starting to see them more and more. So our core countries right now are really the UK and Germany. So if you're driving around those countries, you should see more of them.
Okay, so later in our trip, hopefully we'll bump into them.
Yeah, for
now,
sure.
do they all look like this to some point? Like I'm looking for orange and gray. Is that your?
Yeah, we have a few because we allow our customers to customize the branding on the station.
So that could change.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can see the panels change colors and with the the branding of our customers on it.
So you mentioned your customers. Who are your typical customers?
Yeah, so we have a range of customers. I mean, we focus kind of on all areas of charging, right? So, but our typical customers would be workplace customers. So workplaces that are looking to offer charging for their customers and/or employees. So we have a lot of those. But it can also be, retail or any kind of application like retail or hospitality.
So how about like a restaurateur, like someone who runs a restaurant? Would that be a good choice for ChargePoint?
Yeah, sure. I mean, basically anyone who has a parking lot that they either own or that they rent, can install a charging station. So, yeah, anyone who's looking to provide, EV charging for customers. Also, we found that charging, having a charger in your parking lot really actually improves and extends the dwell time that people stay.
Okay.
So
now, what's dwell time?
So dwell time is when people actually go to a shop, for example, to their shopping, and the amount of time that you're staying in a specific location. So we found that people who are shopping in a grocery store, for example, they tend to stay longer because they know their car is charging. So it actually extends the time that people spend either, ideally in a shop, but it can also be, in a restaurant or something.
Right.
So, yeah.
And it seems like a natural fit at, let's say, a restaurant because you're going to be there for an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. Yeah, especially with this kind of charging, AC charging, it's the average time I think people spend is, 2 hours or something.
Yeah, that's a misconception I think a lot of people have about electric cars, right? Which is, how many kilometers are in the battery? Okay, well then it'll get down to 0 and I'll have to charge it all the way up to 300 again.
Yeah.
And that's typically not how people use them, right?
No. And this is a change of behavior that we're actually looking to drive as well. So, of course, the petrol mindset is that you drive your car until your tank is empty, and then you go to the petrol station and you pump your gas, and then you're off again. But the change in behavior that's happening now and that people are getting used to is kind of occasional charging. So you basically charge where you can. So you go to work and you charge at work, you go home and you charge at home, and then maybe you charge a little bit, you kind of top up around town, for example, when you're kind of just running errands and things. So it's opportunistic charging. I'm not really sure, but that's kind of how
basically
it's done.
And I think it draws a lot of customers. I mean, if I'm going to go grocery shopping and I know there's a charger there as opposed to across town there's another one, I'm probably going to go to the one that can support my car.
Yeah, exactly. So for people it can also be really to draw more customers in, right?
Thank you so much, Larissa.
Yeah, you're
I really
welcome.
had a good time here at ChargePoint. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Thanks so much for watching Now You Know. We work hard to bring you videos about things that we think you'll find useful, but we need to know from you what you want to see, so leave your comments below. Also, don't forget to go over to our Patreon page, where for as little as $1 a month, you can watch our Patreon bonus story every week on Tesla Time News. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.